You hand your suitcase to the person at the counter, they slap a tag on it, and it rolls away through a little rubber curtain. And that's the last you see of it until, hopefully, it reappears on a carousel hundreds or even thousands of miles away. But in between those two moments, your bag goes on a genuinely wild journey through a hidden world you never get to see. It gets scanned, X-rayed, sorted by machines, driven across tarmac, and loaded in a very specific order, all without a single person carrying it the whole way. So where does it actually go? Let's follow it. It starts with the tag. That flimsy paper strip looped through your handle is the single most important object in this entire story.
Printed on it is a barcode holding your flight details and a 3-letter code for your destination airport. Every machine your bag meets from this point on will read that tag to decide where to send it, which is exactly why if that tag gets torn off or snagged, your bag is suddenly a mystery package with no idea where it's going. That's one of the single biggest reasons luggage gets lost.
And here's a clever backup most people never notice. When the agent tags your bag, they often peel off a small extra barcode sticker and stick it directly onto the suitcase itself. It's sometimes called a bingo tag. Its entire job is to be a spare, so that if the main tag falls off somewhere in the system, there's still a way to identify your bag and get it back on track. A backup ID, hiding on your suitcase, that you probably never realized was there. Now your bag rolls through the curtain and drops into the part almost no traveler ever sees. The baggage handling system. Picture a vast underground maze of conveyor belts, some of them stretching for literal miles in the biggest airports. Your bag races along these belts, and at junction after junction, scanners read your tag and diverters physically shove it left, right, up or down to keep it heading toward the right flight. Some airports track a single bag with hundreds of photo sensors following its progress step by step. In just a few minutes, your suitcase might change direction a dozen times, riding a high-speed highway built entirely for luggage. But before it's allowed anywhere near a plane, it has to pass security, and your checked bag gets screened just like you do. It's sent through powerful scanners, and here's the surprising part. Many of them are CT scanners, using the same core technology as the machines that scan human bodies in a hospital. They build a detailed 3-dimensional view of the inside of your bag without ever opening it, looking for anything dangerous or prohibited. If something looks odd, your bag gets pulled aside, and a security officer may open it for a closer look, then reseal it and send it back on its way. Most of the time, you'll never know it happened. Now, sometimes your bag hits a strange problem. It's early. If you checked in with hours to spare, your plane might not even be ready for loading yet. So where does your suitcase wait? It goes to what's genuinely nicknamed a suitcase hotel, a holding area where early bags sit patiently until it's time to be sent to their flight. Your luggage quite literally checks into a waiting room of its own. Once it's cleared and it's time, your bag arrives at the makeup area. This is where all the luggage for your specific flight gets gathered together in one place, waiting to be loaded. And this is one of the spots where humans step back in. Baggage handlers group the bags, and on bigger planes, they pack them into large aluminum containers called unit load devices. Think of them as giant packing crates, shaped to fit perfectly inside the curve of the aircraft's hold. Each container is scanned, so the airline knows exactly which bags are in which crate, which matters enormously if they ever need to pull one specific bag back off the plane. Then the bags are driven out across the tarmac on those little carts you've seen from your window and loaded into the belly of the aircraft. But they're not just thrown in. The order matters. Handlers load luggage carefully to keep the plane balanced because the weight distribution of an aircraft genuinely affects how it flies. Your suitcase is quietly part of the plane's balance calculation. And then finally, your bag flies. It's riding in the cold, dark cargo hold just beneath the passengers, having already traveled belts, scanners, containers, and carts to get there. When the plane lands, the whole process runs in reverse. Handlers unload the containers, drive them back across the tarmac, and feed the bags onto the belts that lead up to the carousel where you're standing, watching that rubber flap, waiting for yours to appear. But what about the bags that don't make it? When luggage gets separated from its owner, the airline uses the tag details to trace it and reroute it. often on the very next available flight. If a bag truly can't be identified, it doesn't just vanish. It's typically held at the airport for a number of days, then sent on to a central warehouse. And if it stays unclaimed long enough, usually a couple of months, its contents may eventually be auctioned off or donated to charity. There are entire stores that exist purely to sell the contents of permanently lost luggage. And the scale of all this is staggering. In a single recent year, airports in the United States alone handled more than 470 million checked bags. Every one of them made this exact hidden journey, tagged, scanned, sorted, screened and balanced, mostly by machines, mostly out of sight. So the next time your suitcase rolls away through that little curtain, don't picture it just sitting somewhere. Picture it racing down miles of belts, checking into its own little hotel, riding through a hospital-grade scanner, and being packed to keep an entire airplane balanced. It's one of the most quietly impressive journeys happening around you every single day, and you almost never get to see a second of it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to Hidden Infrastructure of the World. Also, comment down below what hidden infrastructure you want to see next. See you in the next video.